What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel again. I am Kyle with Limitless Power Sports Service and Repair. What we got going on here is a 2001 Kawasaki Vulcan Classic 1500, a VN 1500. A guy got this off of Facebook Marketplace. She's a bit of a mess. You guys can see that here, just wiring hanging out, rectifiers down on the side, no battery in it. Front brakes are off of it. Let's see what else is going on here. I don't think his headlights work. You guys can see all this junk up here, wires hanging down here. Throttle kind of works. A little bit of a masking tape there to hold this Karaoke grip on there. He wants it running. Exhaust isn't on it, but we do have the exhaust, but no bolts. So we're gonna see if we can't get in here and save this thing. See if we can't get it running for him before season starts up here in a couple months. So this might be a multi-part series, or it might just be a few short clips of here and there what I find to make this thing run. So hang on, guys, let's jump in this thing and see what we can find. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this 2001 Kawasaki VN 1500 Classic. It's a Vulcan 1500. Again, it was bought off of Facebook Marketplace. I picked it up from another shop who says it probably has some internal motor problems. He's not sure. Customer wants me to try to get it running before season, so I had charged the battery up. We got 12.8 volts here. I have worked on these in the past. I do have one video up about the rear blinkers weren't working. It was a low blinker fluid, unfortunately, so that happens. If you don't know about that, check it out. You know, it's a joke when I say low blinker fluid. Anyways, so we got the battery charged. We can see we don't have any lights in the instrument cluster here. I'm not sure if the instrument cluster is even hooked up underneath here. No grips. We got a grip over here, runs with the throttle, start switch, on off, keys in it, front brakes are off of it, regulator rectifiers just chilling over here on the side, along with this sensor, which I know that goes right up here. Let's just go ahead and put that back in place real quick. It is a pain in the butt sometimes, a lot of junk in the way. He has a wrong battery. You can see I had to flip the battery terminals upside down just to get him to flip, get it to fit. Oh my Lord, help me to get it to fit. So those are the few things we're going to check out. I know he said something about the wiring for the headlights. You can see the mess there. I wish people would not butcher bikes like this. If you don't know what you're doing, then just don't do it. Ask for help. You know, I'm always willing to help you guys. You can just hit me up at limitlesspowersports78@gmail or leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you with any questions you guys got. I'll try to help you out to the best of my ability. Not saying I'm going to be 100% right all the time, but I'd rather give you some info and troubleshoot it that way than have the bikes being butchered like this. So on that note, battery's hooked up. Let's walk onto this side real quick. We're gonna go ahead and pull out it has no exhaust on it right now. We're gonna pull out the paper towels I stuffed in the exhaust ports. And what else is disconnected over here? So that's from the crankcase breather. That would run back here to the breather, air breather. If there's one in there, I don't know. But we're just gonna go ahead and see what we got going on here. Let's check our oils. This is where you add it. There should be a window on the bottom. I just want to see if this thing has a little oil on the O-ring, and it doesn't, but that's okay. This thing's been sitting for a while. Let's check the window down here since we're setting even. It looks dry as a bone. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab some oil, put some oil in this thing till I get right between the two, roughly, and then we'll go ahead and turn the key and see what's going on. All right, guys, so it took about 3/4 quart to get it to that line to where I wanted at just to start this thing. So let's go ahead and turn the key. There might not be any gas in it either, but let's find out here. We're gonna turn the key on. So we got a neutral light. That's good. Let's pull the clutch in, hit the starter switch. And she's dead. So even though I charged this battery, we're gonna have to see what kind of voltage we're getting when we hit that button. So I'm gonna grab my multimeter, stick it on here. I know it's 12.8. Doesn't mean the battery doesn't have a bad cell in it. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this key back off for a minute, grab the voltmeter, put it on here, and see what kind of voltage drop we get when we hit the starter switch. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and bring you up close here. We'll throw you down and get you as close as I can. It's a little bit of a mess. So we're gonna turn this to volts DC. I just put a fresh battery in it there. Boy, it's struggling out here in this cold weather. So volts DC, and right now we're at 12.6. So I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys over here. We're gonna put this, I don't have any alligator clips handy at the moment, so I'm gonna go ahead 12.6, key on. See the voltage drop. It should stop dropping here shortly. 12.587, that's good. Gonna hit the starter switch. It drops down to 6 volts. So this battery may have a bad cell in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my battery jumper, charger / jumper, hook that up, turn it on 100 amp start, and see if we can't get this thing to roll over. All right, guys, now we got the charger hooked up to it. We're gonna throw it on 100 amp. Let's see if we can't get this thing to roll over this time. And she's not moving an inch. She's not moving at all, not when it turn over one bit. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the spark plugs out of it now, pull the spark plugs out of this thing, see if we can't get the rollover after fact there. All right, guys, so I just took all the spark plugs out of, all 4 spark plugs out. Each cylinder has 2 spark plugs. So the front left, this is what I find. Let me turn this light off I have in my hand so I don't blind you guys. So I don't know if you can see that or not, if I get it to focus, but you can see the spark plug gap is closed, but you can see where here on the back side, something was hitting that. So I grabbed a flashlight or my big light. Let me take you guys off the stand, and I bring you down here to the front cylinder on the left side. I'll try to shine some light in there for you. I probably need to grab a flashlight, so let me grab a flashlight because that's not working very good, or another headlamp. So I'll go over here to my toolbox. I left my flashlight inside, but let's grab this headlamp here. We're gonna go ahead and focus it down. Let's see, I don't know. Oh, you might be able to see that right there on the bottom left. I'm not sure if that's valve or piston. I'm gonna call it probably a whole bunch of junk. Like I said, it's trash. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a pick. I think that's part of a valve, the valve head that's flipped upside down. So I'm gonna grab a pick, stick it in there and flip it and see what I find out, and I'll let you guys know shortly. There's no way this just happened. Oh my God, I wish I had the camera on. Oh my God, I wish I had the camera on. Look what I just pulled out of the cylinder just now. That's a number 5 nut driver Allen head bit. I swear to God, I just pulled that out of the cylinder. I am not bull crapping you one way, shape, or form at all. I literally, that's the first thing that came out of that cylinder. How the hell that got in there, I have no idea, unless somebody was sabotaging this thing. But the valve is broke off. I can see that. I'm gonna, that's the most insane thing I ever pulled out of a cylinder. Holy crap. I can see the valve is broke. There's part of it right there. The whole entire head's broke off. I mean, holy crap. I thought I was gonna get the valve, the head of the valve, but I got that out of there instead. That is freaking insane. Now I gotta call the customer and find out what he wants to do with this thing. I personally don't think it's worth fixing. He might. There's a lot of work that's gotta be done to this thing, a lot. So guys, I'll get back to you here with this video. Man, the next, I don't know, whenever he gives me a holler and lets me know what's going on, but I have never in my life pulled out something like that from the cylinder. I've seen people, well, I take that back. I've seen people leave shop towels inside of motors and forget about them and put them back together. But this is the first time pulling a nut driver bit out. It's a 5 mil on this thing. That is insane. So I'm gonna call the owner, get back to you guys, because like I said, he bought off Facebook Marketplace. Guarantee's gonna need a piston, valves, possibly a head. So this thing is probably trash, honestly, unless you can find some parts on eBay. So I'll get back to you guys. This video might take months to get in here. Right now it's the December 26, 2022. So I'll give him a call and see what he has to say and what he wants to do. If he wants me to go any further, or if he just wants to scrap this project altogether. God, I wish I had the camera running for that. That was freaking insane. I cannot believe that. I'm sorry, guy. I can't believe that. That is just straight sabotage. Somebody didn't want this to work, or somebody got mad at whoever owned this before, or something. How do you drop this inside the cylinder? How? Unless you drop it through the intake with the valve open, or shove it through the exhaust with the valve open, this does not just happen to fall in there. It's crazy. So I'll get back to you guys. All right, so I just got off the phone with a customer. I was talking to him, and I was like, asking him a few questions about this. I'm like, did it ever run before? Do you know who you bought it from? It's a Facebook Marketplace deal. He went there, and the guy wanted $900 for it, and it looked like a rat's nest, like it does. So the guy gave him $600 for it, and it never started, never ran. Took it to another shop, and according to the RO, that it spit and sputtered, then died. So now I'm looking for parts. I talked to him. He goes, well, can you give me an estimate of what it cost? Well, the problem with that is for me to give a real estimate, I have to take the motor apart, and I won't charge less than $300 to do that, to pull that front cylinder apart and see what's going on. Then of course I have to sit down and look up OEM part numbers, and I looked the head up a while ago, and a bare head by itself is $1,200, $1,165 without tax, without shipping. Of course, it's probably going to need a cylinder, a piston, and hopefully it didn't mess the bottom end rod up. Also, because it beating on the top of the cylinder like that is putting pressure on the bottom of that rod and the crank and just beating that bearing to death. So you could have a low end problem in the end also after replacing the cylinder, piston, and head and valves, and all of a sudden the bottom end knocks now because it beat the crap out of that bearing. How long did it do this? I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can find for this. I don't think it's going to be fixed. So again, guys, it's going to be a short video here. This thing is dead in the water to me. It's not worth fixing if you ask me. It needs a lot of TLC. Needs a front brake caliper, front brakes done. It needs all the fluids changed in it. Tire pressures need to be checked on this thing. Wiring's all messed up. Of course, it's going to need a new spark plug. It has 4 new spark plugs in it. That one is dented to holy living hell. They're brand new. You can tell it never ran. Golly, it needs grips. This thing needs it probably is going to need, let's say it didn't need a top end on it. Let's say it just needed all the other stuff fixed. It's probably going to be $1,000 in parts just to do that. It needs a full service. It needs all the valves checked. It needs everything done on this deal. And it's an unfortunate event. So I'm going to cut this one short. I don't think we're going to fix it. I almost guarantee we're not going to fix it because he can get another bike for the money it's going to cost to fix this thing. So guys, if you want, drop a comment down below. And it drives me insane when people tear stuff up like this. I just don't see a reason for it. Let me know how you feel about that down below, about people just butchering motorcycles up for no reason. I hate to see that. And again, guys, if you got questions about motorcycles, ATVs, or UTVs, you can find me right here on YouTube and leave a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can find me at Limitless Powersports Service and Repair on Facebook, and you can hit me up at my email at limitlesspodsports78@gmail.com. Again, guys, I appreciate the continued support. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please do. We're working our way to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and it's free, easy way to support the channel or anybody you know. Absolutely free, doesn't cost you a dime, and all of us guys who create content appreciate that. Again, got questions, let me know. And I'm Kyle with Limitless Powersports Service and Repair. I'll catch you guys on my next upload.